Hello everyone and welcome back to Marine Wisdom. Today we're going to be learning about backflushing of central freshwater coolers. So let's start off by first understanding the normal operation of the central freshwater coolers or LT coolers. So depending on whichever sea chest is used, your high sea chest or your low sea chest, depending on whichever one is being used, and we only use one at a time, the water flow will be such that goes from the sea chest through the strainer, through the seawater pumps, then it goes through the seawater inlet valve for cooler number 1. It cools the fresh water, goes through the seawater outlet valve of our LT cooler number 1, and then it goes overboard. And similarly, the same thing happens for our LT cooler number 2. So that is a normal flow of our LT cooler. Now, what is backflushing and why is it required? Backflushing basically means reversing the seawater flow. So instead of going from the inlet to the outlet, we're making the seawater flow from the outlet to the inlet to clean away or wash away the debris that has been accumulated. Now, why is it done and how do we know that it's needed to be done? The seawater pressure drop, that will increase. So the pressure drop between our seawater inlet and our seawater outlet will increase. That will indicate that our inline strainer in the seawater inlet side, that is here. So the strainer is over here, it's cylindrical in shape, and you're seeing the side view. So that is a seawater strainer. If that is fouled, that will lead to an increase in pressure drop, because that will restrict our seawater flow. So there will be a pressure drop increase at this point and at this point, at the inlet and the outlet, which will indicate that we need to carry out backflushing. So during backflushing, we need two coolers. So one of our coolers is operating normally, the flow is from inlet to outlet, whereas the other cooler that is being backflushed, the flow is reversed, that is from the outlet to the inlet. So in this situation, let's just assume that our LT cooler number 1 or central freshwater cooler number 1 is being backflushed with the help of our LT cooler number 2. So let's set up the valves. For cooler number 1, our seawater inlet valve will be closed. So this is a seawater inlet valve that will be closed. Red means closed. Our seawater outlet valve will be open. Green means open. Our backflushing valve will be open. So this is our backflushing valve for cooler number 1. That will be open. Moving on to cooler number 2, our seawater inlet valve for our cooler number 2 will be open. Seawater outlet valve will be open. The common cooler outlet valve, this is the common cooler outlet valve, that will be closed. And of course, our backflushing valve for this cooler will also be closed, as we are not backflushing this cooler. Moving on to the flow. The flow takes place and it starts from our seawater cooling pumps. Then it enters our cooler number 2 through the seawater inlet valve. It then exits through the seawater outlet valve of this cooler. And this is where the interesting thing happens, the backflushing. It then enters our cooler number 1 through the outlet of cooler number 1. So it enters through the outlet of our seawater outlet of our cooler number 1. It exits through the inlet. It goes through a backflushing valve. So this is the backflushing valve. Goes through a backflushing valve. And out it goes overboard. And similarly, if we want to backflush our number 2 cooler, we will just reverse the valve orientation over here, and we can achieve backflushing for our cooler number 2 as well. Now, as this is happening, as the water is continuously being thrown overboard, what happens is, as these valves are, so our overboard valves, these ones, they are at a bottom platform. I mean, at the bottommost platform, and our coolers are usually on the third platform. So they're basically going down because of gravity, and as the water is going down, there's a vacuum being created. So that vacuum is basically pulling out all the debris. So that's how our debris is washed away, and our coolers are backflushed. I hope you guys found this useful, and this is a fairly simple exercise, and as fourth engineers you will be asked to backflush central freshwater coolers after long voyages. So if you want more such helpful videos, please subscribe, and please let us know if you have a suggestion or if you want a particular a video on a particular topic. And for those of you who are new to the channel, Marine Wisdom is an initiative to help candidates clear their license exams quickly. And we have live lectures, we have an app with structured topics. So if you guys are interested, please reach out to us on Instagram or leave a comment below, and I would help you out on the enrollment procedure. Thank you. Fair winds and following seas.